Hello and welcome back to Bob's Farm. Welcome back to the next episode in our little pet farm project. Today it is about the Otter River, or the other river. This is going to be fun because we didn't really have any aquatic or like water dwelling animals in this build so far, and this is also the only animal that is not technically a pet animal. This is basically a animal that is just living in the area, and you can see it while going through this entire area over here. You can see I also created a new wall design, which I haven't tested before, and that was like a little bit of a coincidence. I took the wrong piece from the menu, and then you can see I figured that this kind of brick texture looks phenomenal, and I continued using that. I will definitely use this in the future more because that looks cool, and it's not that many pieces because each of these pieces, as you've seen that I used, already has 4 nubsies, or little nubs, as you can see. So the overall thing is containing way less pieces than if you would do it with the more classical method on using a single piece to create these kind of brick textures, which is cool. It saves a little bit of pieces, and at the same time it looks as good as the normal one. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, we're doing this little water wheel mill thingy here as something that the farm has utilized, and this is where the otters kind of found their little home, which they made into their own home. And I'm quite happy with the building. It's rather simple. It's nothing fancy, nothing special, but I love the approach of this entire project to be a little bit more focused on making the atmosphere work and making this overall farm work, rather than spending too much time on building crazy detailed builds. I know this is, of course, I'm gonna be honest here with you, this was also a time thing. If I would have built this in the same style as Yosemite, for example, there was no chance to be able to prepare that next to my job, next to my normal YouTube stuff, next to streaming, next to everything, and keep that a secret for like over 3.5 months. That was no way I could have done this, and so I was forced to be a bit more efficient in building, and that was a fun challenge, not gonna lie. That was really cool. It created some new building techniques for me that I was trying to really emulate the building style by not using too many pieces and yet make it look good from a certain distance and from a certain position. And I think I succeeded for most of the parts, but it was fun. It was really fun to find out new ways of doing it, using copy-paste techniques that we always use, and just get a lot more efficient in the game. I think I will have to definitely do a tutorial on this. Maybe I will have this already done before this video is going to be released, because I think efficiency is something that people really moan about a lot in these planet games, that they think it's sucking too much time, which it does. I'm not trying to sell you something that is not true. They do actually take a lot of time. However, you can save a lot of time if you do things right. So efficient building in this game is very important, and there are a lot of little tricks and tips and techniques to improve the overall speed of your builds, and this is really by utilizing some copy-paste things and just the grid where it works, and just some generic tips and tricks that make building a lot more easy. However, it most likely requires a bit of planning ahead, but that's fine. So you can see this is basically the main design of the mill, the water mill, that is in here, and obviously what we will do then is a whole bunch of terraforming and making sure to use elephant grass to get the to get all the limitations of the habitat right, to make it still look natural rather than technically in a habitat. So I struggled a lot to find the real space to put some things in to make it look really good, and so at the end I decided to make the entrance to this habitat at the same time the entrance to the mill, because that was the only way I could squeeze that in order to make it look good and also look realistic. Excuse me, it's still the pollen allergy that is crazily, hurting my voice, but I talked too much about it, so let's not talk about that anymore. So yeah, it's the build over here was a lot of fun, and also I just want to mention during the the whole production of this entire project, I listened to an audiobook, and for the German friends over here, I listened to Quality Land 2.0. I'm not sure if there's a English version of Quality Land 1.0 already out there. I know that the Kangaroo Chronicles are already available in English, but I'm not sure if Quality Land is available. If so, I can only highly recommend that. I just wanted to bring that in real quick because that is one of the most funny yet educating audiobooks I've ever heard. So just in a nutshell, Quality Land is a future country that is basically led by a government that is the Innovation Party, and the other one is the Progress Party. So basically these two parties are ruling the world, and the world is basically, everything is actually ruled by Amazon and by Facebook and by Tinder and so on. Only that these are called differently in the book, but it's rather fun. It's like you have a person that is a mental coach for robots, because the robots have feelings and so they have depressions, and he's basically a doctor for depressed and bad feeling robots, which is kind of funny in its own. And the whole story is just a little bit ridiculous, but it opens your eyes of a lot of things what the digitalization is also bringing with it. So I really connect this project now to listening to this audiobook, and if you guys can, especially for the German people, I really highly recommend to listen to it. It is a little bit not hard, but it's interesting to get into, because the style that the author has is a little bit it's kind of a little bit ridiculous, if you will, but in itself you have to really get a lot into these topics to really understand it, and that's making really the interest of it. Yeah, so it's kind of special, but I just wanted to give this to you as a little recommendation. I'm not paid for that or anything. It's just very cool and a very nice thing. I listened throughout this entire project, and I nearly made it exactly through. So that's pretty brilliant, and I'm still a very big fan of this audiocast or audiobook. So yeah, with that said, I will now leave you alone for the last couple of minutes before we then jump into the real-time part, as always, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, I would be more than happy if you can put some comments down below for the algorithm and also for me to read, and then we speak soon. So enjoy, and in a couple of minutes we'll be back with the real-time part. Alright, welcome in the real-time part, guys. Here we are in the 8th episode, and this is the 8th overview we have so far. And this is the little otter area in which our otters are living, and we have to say that there are a little bit of a few things have been changed. So first of all, what has been changed is that the overall river is a lot deeper, because unfortunately I couldn't get them to dive anyway through here, and I just wanted to have them dive through this whole area. And you can see I kind of made this ditch in the middle a lot deeper, so this is where they have the deep swim area. And yeah, I will actually try to get a lot of otters in here. So they have a huge habitat and a huge swimming area, so we can have plenty of otters in here at the very end. Look at this little cute one, getting itself a little bit of a muddy bath over here. Oh, I love that. I love the animation. It's so well done. It is so well done. We can actually just look at how is it running away there. Oh boy, I love that. So this is a very nice little river area here, with the otters living in it, and yeah, it's separated by all these different areas. We can see this is where the peafowls roam around. This is our wine area, and then on this area we have the otters, which I'm quite happy about. So yeah, that's been it for the real quick real-time overview. There's really not that much to talk about. Yeah, I mean, I made this a little bit nicer here to the sides. I put all the elephant grass in so that they can't escape. So you can see this all sticking out. This will be beautified in the future, putting some bushes and stuff on top of it, so you don't really see that anymore. Most likely will happen in the last episode, I guess. And yeah, there was someone throwing that little box over, kind of a couple of boxes in there. But yeah, just all over the place. This is very nice, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this little quick overview. There's not so much to talk about, but yeah, I'm a big fan, because this is the next bigger entry in here. And next episode will be a little bit overall overview, and then we see each other in the 10th episode with some more cool building. So enjoy.